Okay, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I think most of you know who I am. I'm Lindsey Perry, and I am the star director of Team Pretty Little Things. So if you're on this call, you belong in our family tree. We all belong to the same family tree. And I've got Eric Johnson here, and he's the CEO and founder of Teamzy. And he'll get into kind of more what Teamzy is all about in just a little bit. Excuse me. Eric is going to be doing a presentation tonight for us on relationship marketing, why it's so important, how to do it, and how to organize it. And I'm so excited to hear what he has to teach us tonight. And I hope that you'll take some notes and let us know if you have any questions in the chat screen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, you guys. Very excited to be talking to you for a couple of reasons. One, I'm going to teach you guys tonight some cool stuff. I'm going to show you actually Teamzy, which is a software app that's made specifically for your business. I'm going to show you how to use that to connect with people, to start conversations with them, how to have great conversations with people, how to take those conversations to an invite and follow up with it like a pro, and to be able to do that with 20 or 30 people a day in less than an hour. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that in the process of this call. But first, before we get into that, I need to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing, as Lindsey mentioned, because Teamzy is more than just an app that helps you be more efficient in your business. It's actually, there's a philosophy to it, and it's a way of doing business. And just based on the couple of leaders on this team that I've already interacted with a little bit through Teamzy, I can tell that you guys probably are going to connect to the philosophy that we teach. We're a little countercultural to the network marketing industry in general, because we're all about relationships and service and helping people first, as opposed to just getting ahead, going for no, and all that other gross, icky stuff that happens out there. So let me just jump right in. I'm going to take you through a little bit of this training on relationship marketing. Then I'm going to take you into the app, show you how to set it up, and how to absolutely crush a power hour. Okay, at the end, I'll do a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask me anything. I'll stay as long as you need me to. So let's just jump right in. I could introduce myself all night, right? Just got to get going. Okay, so let me see here. You guys should be seeing my presentation, how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. All right, so just a little of my backstory for those of you who don't know who I am. I'm the creator of Teamzy, and as a professional, I've been a business consultant for my entire grown-up life. What I do for a living is I help people build their business, and that's what I've done. People hire me help them build their business, create structure, create systems that they can follow, things like that. I actually got involved with network marketing, a few years back now. Just like a lot of you did, I found some products that I absolutely loved, and they made a huge difference in my life. In my example, I was a Beachbody coach. That's where I got started. And I had used their programs, lost 60 pounds. It was really a life-changing experience for me, and I was excited to share those products with other people. And I kind of got started just for extra money, kind of on the side thing, like a lot of people probably maybe that I'm talking to tonight. But as a business consultant, I knew that if I really wanted to build a business, I needed to leverage my time, I needed to be super efficient, and I needed to focus on those activities that I know create new business. Does that make sense? But I didn't have a lot of time. I've got a house full of kids. I had a full-time career. You guys probably relate to that too, right? And I just knew that I needed tools. Now, if you were to come to me as a business owner and ask for my help, I would say, let's find the tools that are going to help you be efficient. The problem was I didn't see anything for network marketing that was out there. And this is what I needed to do. And I just want to give you guys the list of what I was looking for. I needed a system that allowed me to do all of this in an hour a day, because I truly believe you can build a business in 1 hour a day if you're focused, okay? I needed to be able to stay in touch with all my contacts. And I know this sometimes can be overwhelming thought, especially if you have thousands of contacts. But the key to successful business is staying in touch with your contacts. There's nothing more valuable on the planet than the people you've met. I needed a way to do it. I needed to know when to contact them and when not to. The problem with power hours is that people spend 3 hours planning it, right? You spend so much time trying to figure out what you're supposed to do in that hour. I needed a system that would just tell me, boom, this is who you're contacting, this is who you're not contacting. Also, I wanted to know what to say to them ahead of time, because I'm the kind of person that will spend way too long trying to figure out how to make the message perfect. So I needed a way to just do these quickly and know what I needed to say and get it done. Also, I wanted a way to follow up seamlessly so nobody ever fell through the cracks. Have you guys ever experienced that? Where you're talking to somebody and they're interested, and then they say, well, maybe not right now. And you're like, okay, no problem. And the next thing you know, you see that they've actually signed up with somebody else. It's brutal when that happens. And it happens to every single person. And that's just because they fell through the cracks. I mean, you can plant the seed and water it, put sunshine on it. But if you're not there when they're ready for harvest, somebody else will be. So I needed a system that would make sure I had all that down. And there was one more thing that I needed. You guys will laugh at this because I'm the Teamzy guy. I'm known as the Teamzy guy by so many people. I'm extremely tech challenged, so it had to be really easy to use. And this was kind of the deal breaker for me because in my professional career, I had used CRMs. Some of you know what that is. It's a customer relationship manager. And they're very complicated and annoying software platforms. It's just the way I put it. Most people hate them. Teamzy is actually a CRM. This is what I'll show you, but most people don't even realize it because we made it easy and friendly for you. It had to be so easy for me to use that I wouldn't hate using it. That was one of the things. So I'll just kind of let you in on what happened. There wasn't anything like that, so we built it. And I'm going to show that to you guys in a little bit. But before I jump into my relationship marketing training, I just want to let you know what's happened with Teamzy. We launched for Keep Collective last week. You guys are literally the first team that I've talked to. So you are the early adopters, which is so awesome. You had a few leaders in there using kind of the generic version and said, hey, can we have one for us? And so we spun it off. So I'm really excited to show that to you guys tonight. It's specifically designed for your network. So you'll be able to just move right in. But we launched Teamzy just about 2 years ago. Around Christmas time, it'll be our 2-year anniversary. We launched a Beachbody first. And then a year later, we launched a Rodan and Fields. And then now we're in 29, 30, something like that, networks and growing every day. 45,000 people have used Teamzy in less than 2 years. It's kind of taking off. And like I said, you guys, this is brand new for your networks. You guys are on the bleeding edge for your network and you're going to love it. Okay. So let's jump into relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? And I apologize in advance. I know I talk fast and listening to me is like taking a sip of water through a fire hose. But we are recording it. Hopefully you guys, I'll slow down a little when I think you have something to write down, okay? So what is relationship marketing? A lot of people hear this term and they think, oh, that's just kind of like that warm and fuzzy stuff that doesn't do anything for a business, right? And I remember when I worked for a corporation, constantly struggling with the CFO of the company about how important the relationships were, even though he couldn't see them on the spreadsheet. Does that make sense? But you guys need to understand it's more than just warm and fuzzies. Relationship marketing is actually a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, okay? And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. You'll see a lot of people selling lead generation systems out there. Nothing works like relationship marketing because this is just the way we have been designed to interact with each other. Does that make sense? But I want you guys to have a mindset shift right now at the beginning of the call because you guys have awesome products, but your job, your business is not marketing, you know, the amazing jewelry and the bracelets and all that cool stuff that you guys do. That's not your business. You're in the lead generation business. That is what you guys do. As builders, you're in the lead generation business. And it does not matter how busy you are in a day. If you are not doing the activities that lead to new generation of leads, then you didn't work on your business today. Okay, and that's a mindset shift you have to have. Now, the cool thing is, a lot of people think lead generation is like a sale or a recruit. When we're building relationships, guys, all lead generation means is meeting new people. All it means is meeting new people. And then we're putting them in a system that is going to initiate that interest over time. That makes sense? All right. Here's an important principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So if you guys go to business school, they'll teach you that the duty of a business is to generate profit. In relationship marketing, our duty is to develop and deepen relationships. Pretty cool, right? The profit comes as kind of a side effect. And then what we do is we're meeting people and we're developing relationships with them. And over time, we're turning all those people into advocates. We're turning them into advocates. We do it by investing time and providing outstanding service. You guys will get into Teamzy and you'll see that we have 3 groups. We've got prospects, customers, and designers, right? prospects, customers, and designers. And all three we call your team, which is confusing to people. The reason why is because they're all your team. When you're building this system, everybody's either on your team as a designer, they're on your team as a customer, or they're an advocate for you. Does that make sense? So in Lindsey's example, everybody's on Team Lindsey. Okay. Another important principle, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Another way to say this is, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Have you guys run into people in this business or in this industry who are not trustworthy or who are jerks? Yeah, and you know what's really, it's really unfortunate, but they've given this business and this industry a bad reputation. And a lot of the teachers and the trainers in this industry have encouraged that kind of behavior, right? And that's what turns people off. But relationship marketing depends on trust. So a couple of cool things about this. Trust actually makes the work fun. Trust makes it fun, because if someone trusts you, you don't have to convince or sell them into anything. You can just help them, right? You just find the solution to their need. Also, trust takes that icky salesperson feeling away. How many of you guys are paranoid of being seen as the icky salesperson? That's me too. That's me too. Trust takes that feeling away. If you build trust, you don't ever have to worry about that, okay? And you get to go for yes. Do you guys know what I mean when I say go for no? Some of you guys know, if you've been in this business a little bit, that's kind of the prevailing way of doing it, is the go for no. It's the concept that you're going to get your list of all your friends and family, right? You're going to start with them first, people who you care about the most, and you're going to call them up, and you're going to give them your business offer. And if they say no, great. You throw them over your shoulder and you keep going until you find a yes, right? And what happens is, oh my gosh, I can't even describe it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. You talk about icky. You throw the people closest to you away because they're not interested in something they don't even understand yet. You know, that's not the way we do it. With this system, we look for ways to help people, to serve them, to make their day. We build those relationships. We're building an army of yeses all the time. And our relationships get stronger, not fractured. So cool. All right, next, how do you build trust? There's actually a few things you can do to build trust, really simple things. So I'm going to kind of give you guys what I call the essential ingredients, the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. I'll go through them really quickly, and then I'll break each one out for you. Okay, so make sure your pens are ready. There's some good stuff here. First is chemistry. Chemistry. The second is character. Character. The third is competence. Competence. And the fourth is consistency. Consistency. I know I said them all twice. That's so you could write them down. All right, chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Let's break these out for you guys. Chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Guys, you probably don't need me to give you a deep training on this. The bottom line is you just need to ask questions and find out where your common ground is. And right now, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like right now, everybody's focused on what we don't have in common. Have you noticed that? We're focused on our differences. The truth is that you have common ground with everybody on the planet. And if you believe in your product and if you believe in your mission, then you also believe there's an opportunity to help everybody with it, right? So let's get back on focus. Let's get back to focusing on common ground instead of differences, and teach our teams to do the same. Okay, character. Oh, one thing about chemistry, let me just throw this out there. This is an easy way to remember it. Isn't it hard to trust someone you don't like? Isn't it hard to trust somebody you don't like? Yeah, so don't be that person. Ask questions, keep your strong opinions to yourself. Character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Please notice something about this definition. You don't have character. It's something that you do. Okay? It's something that you do. Oh my gosh, the best stuff are verbs. Did you know that? It's like love. Like you don't have love, you do it. Same thing with character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and you're relatable. And we think that this is something that's intrinsic, and we get ourselves offended if somebody questions our character or our integrity. You guys notice that? I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I'm not saying I'm not. this is kind of a self-managing moment. When you find yourself being offended that somebody is questioning your character, you need to ask yourself the question, have I demonstrated my care for this person? Have I shown my character to this person? Of course they should question it if I haven't, right? And once we realize that character is something that you do, it becomes kind of a duty to do this every day. Okay. Number 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Can you help me? Lindsay said she was going to send me some ideas for gifts for my wife. I have a pretty good confidence in her already that she's going to be pretty competent at that, right? But I need to know, do you know about the product? Is your product knowledge good? Do you know about this business? And also I need to know, can you mentor me? I mean, if I decide this is a great opportunity for me, are you the person that I feel comfortable mentoring me in this business? Competence is important, and you need both halves in this business. I need to know that you understand this product, and I need to know that you understand how to mentor me. One thing about competence, guys, notice also this is still something you have to do. It's not something you just have. It's something that you're showing, you're demonstrating. If you're newer and you don't really feel that competent in either way, have you guys heard somebody tell you before, like, just fake it till you make it? You guys heard that, right? Just fake it till you make it. So I'm here to please ask you earnestly, don't fake it. No faking. Remember, this is about trust. It's about being the authentic you, and there's no need to fake it. Look around, look at the screen. There's competence all around you. You need to lean into the competence of your team, lead into the competence of the leaders on the team until you have built it yourself. Does that make sense? And when you bring new people onto your team, have them lean into your competence until they've built it themselves. Please don't coach them to fake it. Because as soon as you start faking stuff, relationship marketing is out the window because you no longer have trust. Make sense? Plus, guys, you are going to enjoy this business so much more being authentically you. It just makes it so much more fun. Okay, so before I move on to the 4th one, let me just give you the principle behind these, which is this. When somebody's going to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? These 3 things, this principle is really important because this is what underlies the relationship. This is why we build and deepen relationships. Eventually, when we serve and we connect and we deepen a relationship, these questions will all be answered in the affirmative for somebody at a subconscious level. When they are not, that's when you get objections. Spoken and unspoken objections come from these 3 questions at a subconscious level. They don't feel comfortable with them yet with you. Does that make sense? Do you need to know how to overcome objections? Absolutely. Like a pro. But understand that you need to continue working on that relationship. Okay? And a little bit later in the call, I'm going to talk about the fact that 1 out of 2 people quit the business in the first year. Part of that has to do with the fact that leaders aren't always investing in that relationship ongoing. We could definitely get that number down a little bit if we do that. Okay, consistency, number 4. This is water. I'm not Blake Shelton here. It's just water. Just letting you guys know. That's after the call. Okay, consistency. Let's talk about this. How many of you guys just seeing the word consistency are kind of like, ooh, you just like feel like you should have done homework or something? Like it's just there because we know it's so hard. Consistency is so hard, but it's so important to everything that matters, right? Now, specifically right now, I'm talking about building trust. There's nothing more powerful than being consistent to build trust, right? How many of you have kids? You feel that one? Yeah, it's hard to be, but you know there's nothing more important than being consistency. There's a great principle that I lifted from a book I'm going to recommend to you in a second. It's this. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. This is why somebody will come on to your Instagram or your Facebook and say, "You're so inspiring to me." Have you guys ever gotten that from somebody, like, "You're inspiring"? And have you just kind of sideways wondered, why am I inspiring? I mean, I'm trying to inspire you, but really you think I'm inspiring? This is what is inspirational. Consistency. People see you doing things consistently that's hard to do for them, and it attracts them to it. They respect it. They want some for themselves. And here's the thing, guys. The cool thing about this is not only does being consistent build trust, but it also attracts people to you. It becomes part of your attraction marketing, just being consistent. Cool, right? And the truth is that so many of us will not be consistent for ourselves, but if there's a reason that if there's a way it helps other people, we'll do it, right? So I'm letting you know it attracts people to you. So here's a reason to help yourself by being consistent. Okay, here's the book that I got this principle from. It's a great read. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. I put it on the screen for you in case you can't see that tiny little thing on the corner, by Bob Cialdini. Great book. If you guys are more of an audio video learners, he did a TED Talk on the same topic, a little shorter, but still great, great stuff. Okay. All right, so let's just jump in. And of course, I'm going to talk to you about consistently contacting people in a minute. This is the segue for consistency, right? So let's talk a little bit about this. Are you consistent? I know you guys are consistent with things like your social media posts, right? Things like that. But are you consistent with relationships? Zig Ziglar, have you guys heard of Zig Ziglar? Oh my gosh, Zig Ziglar's the best. Mentor of mine since I was 11 years old, which is cool, mostly through his books, though I did get to meet him once, which was awesome. He would call this a checkup from the neck up. Are you as consistent with your relationships as you are about doing things like posting on social media? Are you consistently in touch with people? Okay, here's an important principle. People won't believe you till they see you. And what do I mean by this? People won't believe you till they see you. You guys, if you're doing it right on social media, you're telling your story, you're sharing your journey, right? You're inviting people to join you, and you're getting some response, right? Would you say that's true? And if you're really good, you're getting 2 to 5% response from your list on social media, which is great. The rest of them are watching. They're watching. They might not even be liking or commenting, but they're watching. But you're like a TV show. They're watching your journey. They think it's cool. They like what you're doing. They don't believe you mean them. Why? She's not inviting me because I haven't heard from her since high school. Does that make sense? So if you really mean it, like if you're really a lover of people and you want to bring these people on the journey and empower them, you need to connect with them directly. I'll show you guys how to do it with Teamzy. It's super easy as we go. Okay. Because relationship building is a contact sport. It's a contact sport, which means that we actually have to be in regular contact with people. If you want to have a relationship, you got to be in regular contact. I told you in the beginning, I was looking for a system that would help me stay in contact with all of my relationships, right? At the time, it was a list of about 3,000 people. I wanted to stay in regular contact with 3,000 people. Crazy, right? But you can do it. You can do it. Okay. So here's your important principle here. And we're just about done with this little mini training, and I'm going to jump into Teamzy and show you how the actual platform works. But this is probably my biggest principle of the night. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, real quick, guys. Example. Hold on, I'm going to stop the share so I can look at your faces for a second because I can only see 2 of you or 3 of you. Okay. Real quick, you guys. How many of you have ever received a really great card from somebody, like a birthday card, anniversary card, or just because card? And in the card was a lot of white space. They filled it in with a handwritten note. Really heartfelt note. Do you guys ever get a card like that? And when you read that card, you have an emotional response to it, correct? I mean, it really gets you sometimes. If you're like me, I like the card better than the present most of the time. I don't remember the present, but I keep the cards. I keep my cards. Do you guys keep them? Or you throw them in the trash can? You keep those cards. You have like a box or special place where you keep those special cards, and you save them forever. In fact, people save those note cards their entire lives, and a lot of times when people pass away, it's the most precious thing they leave behind. Isn't that amazing? It's crazy. Let me ask you another question. Here's another example. I recently received this happy birthday postcard. Can you guys see it? Happy birthday postcard. It's from my State Farm insurance rep, right? It's a postcard. It said happy birthday. It's handwritten, sort of. It's actually printed with handwriting. So do you guys ever get something like that? Maybe the dentist and does that go in the special place? This one, you have no problem throwing this one away, right? What's the difference? It's a note, heartfelt maybe, I mean, he's happy that the difference is time. This took no time. It has no value. Now, is it possible that my insurance agent could write me a note that I would say forever? Absolutely, but he didn't, right? He didn't take any time. And the only reason this hasn't gone in the trash is so I can mercilessly make fun of it every time I go on a call. But this is an important analogy for you guys too, because you're going to be tempted as business owners to find a way to reach people that takes less time and effort. And you're going to find that this is how much it's valued. Make sense? Time, investing time. Time is the most precious commodity we have. By the way, I am incredibly honored that you're giving me some of yours tonight. And I hope you recognize that this is a gift of mine back to you. So we've already got a relationship because we're investing in each other tonight, which is pretty cool. But do you need to handwrite cards to everybody in order to make an impact? No. Should you be handwriting cards to people as part of your business? Yes. Absolutely. That's something you should be doing for sure, especially with your team. Because guys, think about it. They will save it forever. Do you guys have like a back office where you can order marketing materials for your business? Do they have anything that's guaranteed to be kept forever? Your customers will never throw this away. They'll keep it forever. I just told you what it is. It's just a handwritten note card. So make sure you filter those in to your business, okay? But also, guys, even just connecting with somebody Facebook Messenger one-on-one, it's time, it's energy, it's directed, it's focused, one-on-one, deepens relationships. Make sense? Okay. Let me just jump back in, finish this quick presentation. We'll show you Teamzy. I think I have one more slide. We did this one. So this is what you need. You need a system. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships, know when to contact them, know what you're going to say, and make sure nobody falls through the cracks, right? We already talked about this. This is what you need to have in your life, in your business. Okay. Where is Teamzy? Let's share and jump right in. By the way, for those of you guys who like to do lots of things while someone like me is talking, you can go to teamzy.com right now, spelled teamzy.com, and start a free trial of Teamzy for 30 days for free. No credit card required, nothing weird. Bottom line is we know you'll love it if you try it. And when you go to start trial, it just drop down business type and you'll see keep as one of the options. So set it up as keep, okay? So 30-day free trial for everybody, go do that. Now, when you come into your free trial, and I'm looking at my dashboard right now, when you come into your free trial the first time, you're gonna be inside of a setup wizard that just makes setup easy for people like me who are really clueless on software stuff. If you've dismissed it like I have, you can get that back by clicking on this little wheel in the top right. And we're gonna take you through the setup wizard, which is kind of cool. If you wanna opt into the Facebook Messenger tips, it's pretty cool. You get tips every day during your trial to help you set it up and get encouraged, things like that. Okay, so in the setup wizard, we're gonna do three things. We're gonna set an income goal, okay? And then Teamzy's gonna take your income goal, backwards engineer it, and tell you what you need to do daily to hit it, which is pretty cool. Then we're gonna create a powerful why, and I'll take you through that process. This is so important because otherwise we tend to quit because life's gonna be hard. Do you guys agree that life is going to be hard? We don't know how or when or why. Maybe it's right now, but it's gonna be hard. Okay, that's gonna happen. And we're gonna get all your contacts into Teamzy, get them organized so you can be super organized all in one place. Sound good? All right, let's jam through this. So the first thing we're gonna do is set an income goal. I'm gonna put in a number, $150,000. This is my income goal, the level of income I'd like to be at 12 months from now. Okay? Is that aggressive for your first 12 months? Pretty aggressive. Is it doable? Do you guys know anybody who's done this? Yeah, it's doable. I'm going to show you how to do it. It is aggressive. All it takes is consistency. How many of you guys think that 12 months from now you could be in perfect physical shape? Do you think that's possible? Anyone think it's possible? If you worked out for an hour a day and ate well for 12 months, would you be in good shape? Okay, that's the program I'm going to show you for your business right now. You ready? It's pretty good. All right, so I put in 150,000. Whatever your goal you set is fine. I do recommend though, if you are willing to work 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day, you should make a goal that's at least 6 figures. Okay, you can always back off a little if it's too much, but I think you can handle it. You ready? Next page, it's going to tell me that if I want to accomplish this number, I need to connect with approximately, I love this, approximately, and it's such an exact number, 4,348 people. Computers can approximate. 4,348 people. That's how many people I need to connect with over the next 12 months to get to my goal. So that's a lot, right? How many of you guys know 4,348 people? Anyone? You will. You will. Okay. So if you have a big thing to do like this, have you guys ever heard the phrase, if you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? How do you eat an elephant? Not literally, please. One bite at a time. We eat an elephant one bite at a time, right, guys? So the next page breaks it down for us. We've got 3 groups: prospects, customers, and designers. Okay? These are the 3, basically everyone in the world falls into these 3 groups. And then we're going to break it down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So now we have a daily goal, just a daily, we keep our focus. One of the things that I always tell my clients is this: we keep our focus small so we can build our business big. Keep your focus small so you can build your business big. And what we're going to do in this example, Teamzy has made a recommendation for me. Connect with 9, look at these boxes in the middle, 9 prospects a day, 6 customers a day, 4 designers a day. That's 19 connects. And I'm going to show you guys that that's about 30 minutes of work in a second. Okay. Now you can change these numbers to anything you want. I'm going to make this one a 10 because 19 is kind of weird. I want it to be a clean 20. I'm just one of those people. Sorry. I like to round numbers, 20 people a day. Okay. And then there's 2 other goals here. Invites. We set this kind of defaulted at 3 a day. What's the difference between connecting and inviting? Just so you guys know, with relationship marketing, we're going to be connecting with people to make their day, to start a conversation. We are not going to be reaching out and inviting people to the business opportunity or trying to sell them a product, trying to recruit them. We're going to first start a conversation with them, okay? Because our goal is to be the trusted advisor, to be the person who's the connector, the center of the community, the person that's building the relationship with people. So I'm going to be connecting with 20 people a day, and my goal is just to help them in some way, to connect with them, to make their day. And I'll show you the easy scripts we have in Teamzy you can start with. And from those 20 conversations, I am going to create 3 opportunities to invite. 3. These are people who I'm going to invite to a business opportunity call. I'm going to invite to an event where I'm going to share the products with them. I'm going to invite them to, in some way, to come deeper into the business. Make sense? And then the last box, ads. These are new people that I'm adding to my list every day. People I'm meeting in person, people maybe I already know that I haven't put on my list yet, or maybe they're people I'm meeting on social media. You have to be adding to your list, always. Your list is like, it's like a beautiful lake and it needs fresh water or it grows stagnant. Make sense? Okay. So once you've got all these numbers the way you want them, when you click continue, your dashboard on Teamzy will be configured to your goals. Okay, so every one of you will have a different dashboard. It'll be custom fit to you. Next step is finding your why. Finding your why. Okay, so I just want to take you guys through this process really quick. Have you guys talked about as a team, like finding your why or knowing what your why is? Why are you doing this business? It's so important, right? And I think it's one of the things that's universally taught because it's essential. But so many people don't know where to start. And they kind of know they should do it. They don't know how to do it. And they just don't get there, right? Now, let me just tell you a little bit about why your why is so why. The bottom line is this, guys. 1 out of 2 people quits this business in the first year. Why would somebody who's so excited about this opportunity quit? There's so many reasons why somebody would quit. There's only one reason why somebody won't, because they understand their why. Does that make sense? If your neighbor's house was on fire and you knew that nobody was home and everybody was safe, is there any reason you would run into that burning building? No, right? Now, if your kids were next door playing with the neighborhood kids and you noticed that the neighbor's house is on fire, what would you do? What's the difference? The why, right? And guys, if you approach your business as I'm testing this out, I'll see how it goes. I'll just put my toe in the water and try it out. Maybe I'll make some extra money. You won't stick with it. That's the bottom line. You just won't, because things will happen. Hurricanes happen this year. right? Crazy. You've got sickness, deaths in the family, whatever, financial setbacks, relationships implode. Oh my gosh, the most insidious thing ever that causes people to quit is that feeling that you wake up with sometimes that says, I don't feel like doing this today. Maybe I'll just take the day off. Anyone ever feel like that? Like every day, if you're normal? If you have a reason to persist and go to work for 30 minutes, even when you feel like that, is when you'll be successful. So let me take you through this process. It's really not rocket science, guys. We've been to all the classes, read all the books, and it's just a real simple process. We just need to get your mind working, and you'll uncover it, because your why is there all the time. It's everything kind of runs in the back of your head. You just got to bring it forward. Does that make sense? So before I get started, there's 5 questions in Teamzy that lead you through this process. And the cool thing is this is duplicatable. You can take your team through this process too and help them get their whys. So you get a little more stickiness on your team too. But I always tell people this, like, just even getting yourself in the mindset to do these 5 questions. Let me just ask you this. What is it that you believe in strongly enough that you wouldn't compromise it? Is there somebody or something you would put yourself in harm's way for? I know you don't have to think hard on these, right? I mean, this stuff is deep. It's right there on you. Would you die for somebody or something? Is there somebody or something you'd give your life for? Yeah. Okay, here's one more question I'll ask you on that. If you would die for somebody, will you live for them? Are you ready? I thought this guy was a software nerd. It's coming. Don't worry, I promise. All right, so let's go through this really quick. I'm going to take you through my story as an example. Okay, so it says, why'd you become a designer? Of course, I wasn't a designer, but I became a Beachbody coach, as I told you guys. And the reason why is because I loved the products, I used them, and people were asking me, hey man, you're looking good. What are you doing? Right? You guys ever get somebody who notices and says, what are you doing? Or you look great, or what's that? And okay. So people were asking me about it already, and I was already recommending it. I joined because I found out I could get paid for doing that. Why not? Right? What did you hope to accomplish? Second question. I was really hoping at that time I could make an extra $500 a month. How many of you guys, like, that's a pretty cool goal? Like, anybody on the call right now? You don't have to raise your hand. It's okay, because by now you're already ready to go for it after this call, right? You're fired up. But I just wanted to make $500 a month. That's all I wanted. That's all I really wanted to accomplish. I had a job that I felt was a great job at that moment, and I just wanted extra money. Why is that important to you? Third question. Why is that important to you? I wanted to take that $500 a month and put it in the bank. I just wanted to save money. Now, so just so you guys have some background on what I was going through at that moment, I told you guys that I was a business coach and consultant, and I had been focused for years on helping real estate people build their business. Anybody a real estate person on the call? That was my focus. It was a great business. Really, really enjoyed it. And then the Great Recession at the end of 2008 came. And what happened to real estate? Real estate just like disappeared. It was brutal. It was really scary. We were laying off 40, 50 people every day. And it was a rough time. And part of my role as a leader in that company was choosing who gets the axe. Oh, it was terrible. Guys, terrible. Eventually, I was laid off myself, lost my job, found another one by God's good grace, but it paid less. And it was tough. My wife and I, we made it through the recession, just barely. But we didn't save money for almost 7 years. We didn't save a penny. We used our savings, and we just made it paycheck to paycheck through that time. So my thought was, man, if I can make $500 a month and put it in the bank again, that would be cool. Next question, fourth one. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? This is where I instantly thought, wow, if I could save enough of those $500 increments, we could buy a new house. That's really what I wanted. I really wanted to buy a new house. We lived in a small house. It was great, but it was small. And at that time, we have 4 kids. We had 3 kids at that time. And we had nowhere to put them. They were already sharing rooms. We had the baby crib in our room. And I was like, man, it would be great if we could get a new house. And so that was what I hoped to achieve, was to save enough money to buy a new house. We also, just so you guys have the full context, at the time I wrote that, I was thinking that we were $250,000 underwater on our mortgage, because I live in Southern California and the home values went. So it was nuts. But I was like, man, if I could just chip away at 500, we get there. So I get to this last question. Why is that meaningful? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And I started thinking about this, and this one made me really think, because I couldn't find meaning in wanting a new house. It wasn't meaningful. It was kind of materialistic and shallow, right? I mean, our parents had 5 kids in a lot smaller homes than we live in. Didn't they? Seems like it. I drive by those houses from the 50s. I'm like, how did people have 5 or 6 kids in these houses? Here's what I realized, you guys, because I started thinking about it, and it wasn't that I needed a new house. Consciously, I wanted a new house, but subconsciously, right, where everything really happens in our life, I knew that my life wasn't right. It wasn't the home. It wasn't the family that I wanted. I was working constantly, never seeing my kids. I was missing my children growing up. I would get up in the morning. They'd be in their pajamas when I left, kiss them goodbye, go to work. Came home at night. They'd already be done with dinner and in the bath, right, getting ready for bed. That was where I got to spend time with my kids. I was working in a career where I was at the top of my career and still hadn't saved money in 7 years. I thought my job was great, but I realized, thinking about this for a second, that I was stuck. And I was missing my children growing up. I was getting to spend an hour a night with my wife. That was about it, trying to catch up on everything. And it just wasn't what I wanted. And I was super worried about losing my job again. And it was just really stressful. And I realized, guys, it wasn't the house. It was that I needed to build a different future for my family. And boom, the light bulb went off. This opportunity was the way to do it. Working harder was getting me nowhere at work, but this was a new opportunity, a way to create the life I always wanted. So this process, you guys, took me in 10 minutes from, yeah, maybe I can make $500 a month, to, oh my gosh, it's right here in front of me. Now I have a way, I have a plan, I have a way forward. So I wrote this why. This is actually, and you'll see it as kind of the example text in your system. This is the actual word for word why that I wrote that day. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was my why statement. Now, guys, you will write your why statement in this last box. When you click continue, it will save it to your dashboard. Every day when you do your Power Hour in Teamzy, it's right in front of your face. And I want you to read it out loud to yourself. Do you think there were days when I didn't feel like doing it? Even though it only took me 30, 40 minutes. Of course, most days I didn't feel like doing it. Honestly, even though I love people and I love connecting with them, like, you just don't feel like doing it. But when I had this why, oh my gosh, I look at it, I flip it. If I don't feel like doing it, this is the process I go through. Okay, so if I don't do it, then what I'm saying is I'd rather worry about money. I don't want to be with my kids, right? Do I want those things? Yes, so I can go persist for 30, 40 minutes and get it done. That's why it's so key, you guys. It's not that you have to run into a burning house. You just have to get over yourself for 30 or 40 minutes a day. Make sense? Now, I just want you guys to know, when I wrote this down, something switched in my brain. I started the process of changing my life. I instantly started building a shed in the backyard. My wife's like, what are you building a shed for? I said, it's going to be my office. And if you guys go onto Teamzy's YouTube, like really go back 2 years ago, you will see me doing trainings in an unfinished shed with MDF plywood all around me, sweating in the summer heat. I just made it happen. I got a Wi-Fi signal out there. I went out and made it happen. I left my job 3 months later and I went for it. Guys, when your why is there, nothing can stop you. Does that make sense? That's why I just spent so much time teaching this to you. It has nothing to do with my software. I mean, you could do this in a notepad, but I know you need it. You got to have it, and you got to help your team do it if you want them to be successful. You guys with me? Okay, last step. We're going to get all your contacts in. So you're going to get your back office, your designer list in there. You're going to get your customer list in, and then you're going to get your Facebook friends in, which is really cool. Okay, it's actually really easy to do. Now, if you struggle with it at all, we have a team that will help you through it. So if you're like me and you're tech challenged, just hit the big help button in Teamzy and say, I need help, and somebody will set up a one-on-one with you. They'll take it all in for you, okay? Okay, so we're gonna get those lists in, which is really cool. Like, I was so excited to get my Facebook list in here so that I wasn't going through Facebook Messenger anymore trying to figure out what to do. It's all organized for me. So cool. Okay, one last step to set up, and then we crush our power. I'm going to jump over to the team page. That's where your entire list lives. Okay, your whole list is here, which is really cool. And when you do an import, it's going to toggle this rank mode on. This lets you go down your list and rank everybody on a 5-star scale. Okay, 5 stars is awesome. 3 stars is the middle. 1 star is not so awesome. You guys get this, right? Yeah. Why do we do this? Why do I need to do this, Eric? Why do I need to rank this? Okay, guys, remember we needed a system that would tell us who to contact each day and who not to. Remember that part? The ranking system allows Teamzy to create your list every day. Now, there's a principle behind it. In relationship marketing, you spend the most time with the best people. That's the principle. You need to spend the most time with the best people. If you don't prioritize your people, if you don't prioritize your relationships, you can't prioritize your time, because the people who, let's just call them turkeys right now, will steal your time. The turkeys steal your time if you don't prioritize them first. Make sense? If you're wondering who I keep looking at over here, it's you guys. Your faces are over there. I can't help it. I know I'm supposed to look there, but it's like, oh, they're over here. So you got to prioritize your time first. We've made it very easy. You just jam down your list and you just give people a ranking from your gut. This is what the rankings mean, by the way. 5 stars is someone most likely to become a customer or a designer, or they're an existing customer designer that's a rock star. A 5-star person is going to show up on your up next list every 30 days. Every 30 days, you're going to get a reminder to connect, to say hey, to make their day. Okay? 4 stars. There's somebody likely to become a customer or a designer with a little bit of nurturing, or they're just the solid people that are already on your team. You're going to get a reminder to connect with them every 60 days. So 4 stars, 60 days. 3 stars, they could go either way. You don't really know yet. In fact, most of the people on your list will be 3-star people, and you'll connect with them every 90 days. Okay? So 4 times a year, you're in touch with them. It's awesome. 2 stars are getting a little colder. They're at 120 days. And then 1-star people, they're on your list, but they're not coming up on, you're not connecting with them proactively. They're just kind of, you're keeping their contact info, right? They're your cold storage people. So you use this 5-star system to rank people. Now, if you have I'll give you 2 options. The one is the way I would do it, which is I would probably put on the complete recordings of Frank Sinatra and get an adult beverage and just go through my whole list and rank everybody. Get it done in one night, have it set up. Once you do this once, you don't have to do anything ever again. You just turn it on and go. You never have to plan or set anything up ever again, okay? Some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, Eric, I have 20,000 people in there. I'm so popular. I'm overwhelmed. Here's what I would do if you're in that boat. Just go through your list and cherry pick the 4s and 5s. Just go through and go, these are my best people. There's probably people on your list, you look at their name and you don't even know who they are. Leave them as a 3. Guys, I'm telling you right now, those people are going to convert. The people who you don't know who they are because they were a Facebook friend and you don't remember how you became friends with them. You know they're watching you, right? One of you has to know the other. That's why you're friends. When you reach out to them, it's magical. You're going to see. You're going to be like, oh, I don't want to send a message to this person. I don't even know who they are. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's so great to hear from you. Because they already know you. It's crazy. That's the way social media works. Okay, so once you've done this, by the way, if you see somebody in here you don't want, you just hit the trash can to delete them. It's super easy, okay? You can clean your list up and go. Now, let's go ahead and back to the dashboard. Let's crush our power hour, guys. You're going to love this. A couple things on the dashboard before we start. Here's your why that you wrote, right? It's over here on the side. Read that out loud every day. There's actually studies on why your own voice out loud is powerful for your subconscious mind. You can read those books or just do it every day. You'll get the benefit of it. Okay, so here's the up next list. This is where we're going to work. These are the lists we're going to connect with: prospects, customers, designers, and follow-ups. We've got 4 lists. They all show up on the front. Teamzy only gives us 5 names at a time to keep us from being overwhelmed and to keep us focused on the task ahead. Because the truth is, guys, let's be honest, if you see your whole list, you're going to start skipping people and going, I don't want to talk, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here. This keeps you focused. Okay. Now, up above are today's activities. These are the goals we set. You can see 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 designers, 3 invites, 3 ads. There's zeros now, and as I start to complete them, it's going to kind of put scores up on the scoreboard for me to encourage me. If I do want to talk to somebody who's not here, I can just look them up here in the lookup bar at the top, by name, email, or phone. And if I meet somebody great today, Let's say I'm connecting with people, I meet somebody on social media or whatever. I want to add them to my list. I just click add contact, add them to my list. Cool? Okay. Let's go in here real quick and crank through our power hour. So I'm going to start with my prospects list. And the first person on my list is Jay. Okay? Okay. So Jay is somebody, maybe I don't even know who that is. You guys ever feel that way? Like, I kind of know who that is. I don't really know her that well. So how am I going to connect with somebody I don't know that well? Do I just skip her because I feel uncomfortable? No, because my goal is I have something to offer her. I want to serve her. I want to help her. Okay? So what I'm going to do is go over here to the right. See where it says scripts? These are some great scripts to kind of get started. And all of these are things that we've used over and over and over and work amazingly well. Okay? So I'm going to go to Facebook because I'm going to use Facebook Messenger to connect. And so you can see there's some connects. Like here's one that I use a lot. I love this one. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. You guys see how short and sweet that is? I just want her to go, oh, that was really nice. I'm doing great, Eric. How are you? And we can have a conversation. Make sense? And I'm not going to go, I get messages like this all the time. Eric, if I could talk to you right now about a way for you to make $4,000 a month selling wine and leggings, would you be interested in learning more? It's like, dude, can you like take me out to coffee before you propose marriage to me, please? All right. Sorry, if that was your script, I'm sorry if I just crushed it. I didn't mean to. All right. But let's just stop by to say hello first, would you? Okay, so here's another good one I like. This is the one that I would use if I saw somebody I don't really know. It's number 3. Hi, Jane. I just saw you cross my Facebook feed and thought I'd say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Right? Because we're Facebook friends. I saw you on my feed, and that does happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that script by clicking that. See, look, now it's on my clipboard, which is so cool. I've got Facebook open up here. Okay, because I need to send, Facebook makes you send through Facebook. That's okay, because Facebook Messenger is the best form of communication in the world right now. It has a 99% response rate over 1 billion users. Can you even fathom how amazingly good that is? And I think that the 1% are actually deceased people that still have profiles. Just telling you. Okay, so I'm going to look up Jay real quick. There she is. Okay, so I'm going to go to Jay. I'm going to send the message to her. Just going to paste it in there. Change the name because it says Jane. That was just a sample name. All right, so there's the message. It's ready to send. What I'm going to do now so that I don't have to type in Teamzy, I can be fast, I'm going to copy this so I can paste it right in Teamzy. So boom, that message is now sent through Facebook to Jay. I've sent her the message. Now I'm going to toggle back to Teamzy, and I'm just going to log it so the tracking is done. Okay, there it is. What type? It was a Facebook message. Now watch what happens when I click Log Connect. Now it's logged. Wait, I have to click it. There it is. Now it's logged. She's off my list. I've got one on the dashboard. Now I'm going to do it again. Next person on the list, Lindsey. Who's that? All right, let's look her up. I got a few Lindseys. Well, it's okay if you don't remember who they are. You just send them the same message, okay? Look, I'm just going to send the same message, you guys. It's so easy. Lindsey, sorry, I'm just using you for fun here. Okay. Right? Great. Send. Oh, wait, let me copy this. By the way, there's a mobile version of Teamzy, so you can do all this on your phone. You can do it really fast on your phone, and you can do it while you're out and about, which is cool. Okay, so that's sent. Now I'm going to go back and log it. Okay, same way. See how fast this is? You guys see how I can do 20 people in 30 minutes? Now, people like to use the same script for all 10 people? Probably. Maybe next time I'll send them a different one. But there's no reason to overthink it. Now you can change your scripts up a little bit and save them your own way if you want, if you don't like the wording. But don't overthink it. It's better just to connect with more people. Make sense? And start those conversations. So we're going to do the same thing down this list 10 times until that circle's all the way blue and I'm done with my prospects goal for the day. You with me? So I've done that 10 times. Boom. Now I'm going to move to the next list, which is customers. Same way, I'm going to connect with my customers. When I go to Carlotta, and scripts, Teamzy knows I'm on customers and it gives me different scripts. How cool is this? I got some great customer scripts. Okay. All right. So I'm going to connect with my customers. It's so crucial to be in touch with your customers, you guys. Even just this one, my favorite script for them, checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Oh my gosh, people love this one. They say, you just made my day. Oh, well, great. Well, let me know if there's anything I can do. And then they'll say, well, I do have questions. It is November. I am ready to spend all my money with you. Right? This is a good month for you guys, right? Typically? Yes. How many of you are going to start cranking out on Teamzy tomorrow because you're like, you want to harness this month? You should be. Okay. My point is you got to stay in touch with your customers. So many people neglect their customers. And that relationship's important. First of all, it's better service, right? And that's part of the integrity of being a good business person, is providing excellent service. Also, when you're in touch with people, not only does the relationship deepen, but they tend to order more. If you teach your team to do this, your whole volume goes up. That's good for everybody, right? The other reason why it's so important to be talking to customers is this. You guys ready? Got your pens ready? The hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. The hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. Yeah, Eric's trainings are great, or whatever social media gurus you go to, whatever. Nothing is better than a customer who loves the products that they already have. They're showcasing them. They're talking about them already. And you need to be talking to them, in touch with them, not constantly, but consistently, so that you can get introduced to the people they're already talking to. Make sense? So they're not going and ordering off a website. They should be getting it from you. And the other thing is when you have people who love the products, who are talking to other people about it, because guess what? That's how we're designed. Human beings love to talk about stuff they love. That person is your ideal designer, right? They just need to be shown how to do it, because people have preconceived notions about what it is. And we can be like, you're already doing it. You're already doing it. You're already sharing. You're already getting people excited about it. Let me show you how to do it, right? So you got to stay in touch with your customers. And we're going to do the same way. We're going to message them, bam, 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 right down the line. Now, people ask me, what if I don't have them on Facebook or I don't have their phone number? Can I email them? Yeah, absolutely. You know, like, you're just going to use the best form of communication you have. Does that make sense? Facebook Messenger is best. Text is next. Okay. Any other direct message on a social media platform is good. Email is going to be your least effective. The only thing worse than an email is a phone call out of the blue. How many of you guys like phone call out of the blue? Anybody enjoy that? Does anybody enjoy that? I mean, if it's like your best friend, maybe your mom sometimes, right? Phone calls out of the blue aren't cool anymore. So even though people will train you on that, I highly recommend messaging people. Now, if you're talking to somebody via message and you're starting to have a great conversation, that's when you say, let's jump on a call. Let's jump on a call, or let's get a coffee, or let's have a real conversation now that we're engaged. When's a good time? Make sense? All right. So we're going to go down our customers, bam, 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 connect with them. When I'm all done with customers, now I'm going to click over to designers, and I'm going to connect with the designers on my list. The same way. Hey girl, I was thinking about you today. Just wondering if there's anything I can do to help you. Do you need anything today? What's the best thing I can do for you today? How can I make your day today? Hey, I wanted to tell you, I just saw what you did this month, and I wanted to let you know how proud of you I am. It takes a second, you guys. So important. Your team is here primarily. They might not have joined for this, but they're still here primarily for the relationship. The relationship is huge. The community. Do you guys have an awesome community? The community is amazing. You guys have like annual conventions and stuff like that you go to? Oh yeah, actually I saw a picture on your Facebook, Lindsay, with all the ribbons. Aren't those amazing? To connect to the community of people? The community is everything. I mean, that's why we're talking about Teamzy. It's so important, guys. And when you become successful, now have a huge team. I hear this from, I've talked to so many leaders who have huge teams, like tens of thousands of people. And they say, I just can't keep in touch with my team. It's too big. And I said, well, what about your personally sponsored people? Well, they can, if they need me, they can. Guys, this helps you do it. And it makes all the difference in the world. I had a great call the other day with a team, a Unique team. You guys know Unique Makeup. And this leader is a force of nature, personally sponsored, in 3 years, personally sponsored 1,600 distributors. Isn't that, she's a force. And she said to me, I just want this to connect with my team. Like, she understood as a leader, like that was her biggest thing, was just to stay in touch with her team. She's like, if I just stay kind of in touch with my customers, my volume is through the roof. And I just want to focus on my team. I just want my team to get the love, which I thought was great. So anyways, prospects, customers, designers. When you're done with all those, all these circles will be full. And then we move to our follow-ups list. Okay. Oh, there's nobody on my follow-ups list. How do I get somebody on my follow-ups list? Here's how it works, guys. So in 30 minutes, we just sent 20 messages. And now we're going to have conversations. We're just going to have conversations. Oh, Eric, great to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. Some of these conversations will fizzle out right away. Like, somebody will send you this little emoticon, right? And you're like, okay, great. To you too. Talk to you in a month or 2 months, whenever you come on my Teamzy thing, which is fine. Don't even worry about it. Some people might not respond at all. That's fine. They're going to come back on the list down the road. And each time, the thing is even if they don't respond, they're going to see it. They're going to go to your Facebook page. They're going to be interacting with you on their end. Okay, so don't sweat it. But some people will respond. You'll have a great conversation. It will go a little ways, and then it won't lead anywhere. And that's okay. You'll get the feeling like the relationship's not ready yet. But some of those conversations will go, and you'll start talking about the business. And they'll be interested in learning more. And that's when we turn that connect into an invite, and we put them on our follow-ups list. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to use Jay as the example. So I'm talking to Jay. She's excited. It's November. We're planning for Christmas, right? She's interested in learning more. And I said, you know what, Jay? We have an event. We have a virtual event tonight on Facebook. Do you guys do those? Yeah, right? Okay, good. See? I'm really new to Keep, so I'm going to learn more about you as we go. We've got a virtual event tonight on Facebook. Why don't you come to that and check it out, and I'll follow up with you tomorrow, see if you have any questions. She says, oh, that sounds great. So how would I do that in Teamzy? I'm going to look her up to bring her back up, because she's not on my dashboard anymore, right? I've already connected with her. So this brings me to her full contact record. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log a connect that I talked to her, and it's a business op event, right? And then I'm going to select that I send her the link via email or whatever. And I'm going to click this little invite button. This little invite button tells Teamzy, this isn't just a, hey, how are you? This is an invite. And let's call it the business opportunity meeting. Okay, great. So now I told her I would follow up with her tomorrow, right? But it's set to default, which I think for Jay is 30 days. That's not going to work. So I need to click this and set a follow-up. So now I put a follow-up for tomorrow. When I log this connect now, you can see there's a follow-up for tomorrow. And now Jay is moved up. She's moved off my prospects list. Now she's on my follow-ups list. Does that make sense? There's no way she can fall through the cracks. So each day I'm going to be going through creating these conversations, having conversations. As I find people who are interested in learning a little bit more about the business, I'm going to invite them to something, and then I'm going to put them on my follow-ups list, and I'm going to follow up like a pro. Does that make sense? And remember, my goal was to connect with 20 people and invite 3. Imagine what it would be like to invite 3 every day. You're having all these conversations, and a lot of these conversations you're having with people, you might need to have that conversation every couple of months, over a year, before they're ready to be on a follow-up list, which is cool because you're spending this much time. Does that make sense? Okay, now real quick, and I know that I've been on the call with you guys for a while. Some of you guys are in the East Coast, and you're like, when is this guy going to stop? Hopefully you're still into it. Here's the thing. How many of you have heard that the fortune's in the follow-up? Everyone, right? You know this. Have you guys heard that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? Okay, great. So you guys have heard that. That makes sense to everybody. How many of you do that? How many follow up 10 times? Anyone? A couple? It's good. There's always a couple. There's always a couple. I had a former boss that called those guys grenade heads, he said. We're in a Marine Corps town, San Diego, so we have terms like that. But here's the thing. Why not? Why don't you follow up 10 times? If you knew that 80% of sales were going to happen at 10, why wouldn't you? Is it because you're not organized enough? That's probably part of it. Okay, I'll just give you a pass on that one. But most likely it's because you feel like that would make you the most annoying person in the world. How many of you guys think that might be the case? Okay, real quick. Let me just give you guys a little mindset shift on following up. Do you believe in your opportunity? Do you think this opportunity can be life-changing? You do. Do you guys believe that? Like, do you believe it's so life-changing that I would be it would be bad for me if I passed on it? You guys believe that? Okay, great. And the only way for me to get involved with this opportunity and change my life is if you follow up with me 8 to 10 times, right? So if you're in this business to change lives, I call it loving on people, right? If you're in this business to change lives, and the way to do that is follow up 8 times, following up actually is an act of love. Write it down. Following up is an act of love. Put in a little sticky note, put it on the side of your computer. Following up is an act of love. Now, if you believe that following up 8 to 10 times is how somebody can see this opportunity, and we know that statistically that's true, and you decide following up 2 or 3 times is as much as you will do, what you are saying to that person is this. Okay, track with me, guys, because I'm going to smack you around a little bit, but with love. I don't care enough about you to follow up with you. Sorry. I feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's more important than my caring for you, so I'm not going to follow up anymore. Following up is an act of love. Now, how about this? How about if I taught you right now how to never be annoying when you follow up? How many of you would sign up for that class? Okay, well, the good news is you already signed up for that class. You're in it right now. I'm going to give you 2 principles so that you'll never be annoying when you follow up. And even if you forget these principles, we built Teamzy with this stuff built in, so you're going to do it by accident, okay? Pretty cool. So when you bring new team members in and then you start using Teamzy, they won't be annoying either, and they won't even know why because they haven't had this training. But there's 2 principles. Here's the first principle. Didn't you love it when people do that? Here's the first principle. That's a 2. No, first principle. Okay. Never ask someone to do something in your follow-up. Never ask someone to do something in your follow-up. I'm going to pick on Brooke because she's right in the middle of my screen. Brooke, I call you up and leave you a voicemail. Hey, Brooke, Derek, can you call me? Call me back, please. I need to talk to you. Is that annoying or not annoying? That's pretty annoying, right? Like, why are you, first of all, why are you calling me? And I went to voicemail because I didn't want to answer the phone, right? And now you're not even leaving me a message that's useful. I have to listen to this message and it's nothing but calling. That's so annoying. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to do anything. Okay? Though we're not going to call, we're going to text. That's the second piece. So the first one is don't ask them to do anything in the message. Don't ask them to call you. Don't ask them to text you. Don't ask them to complete their purchase. Don't ask them to RSVP. Don't ask them to do anything. Okay? If you did a good job having that first conversation, they know what the call to action is. All you're doing is reminding them of that agreement they already made with you. Make sense? The second principle is this. Your messages should be sent in a text format. You already know I love Facebook Messenger best. Facebook Messenger or text, okay? And they need to be short enough they can read it on the lock screen of the phone without opening the message. How many of you guys do that? You don't want to open the message because then you have to respond, right? Because they see that it's been opened. They're not going to respond. I'm going to explain why in a second. Not because they don't like you, not because they don't like the opportunity. It's because they're human beings and all of us have the same brain chemistry. They're going to look at the message. They're going to like the message. They're going to smile. They're going to have a warm and fuzzy feeling that lasts for a split second that's associated with you, and they're going to move on with their day. Now, here's the good news. So you guys get those 2 principles. Never ask them to do anything. Keep it short and sweet so they can see it on the lock screen. Great. I'm going to take you into Teamzy and show you how to do it and kind of explain why it works as we do it. Is this Teamzy? Yes. So now I'm following up with Jay. I'm going to go to my scripts. Okay, by the way, I put 10 follow-up scripts in here for you. Honestly, guys, you don't even have to think. Just go follow-up number 1 and grab it. And here's the script for follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Let me just break out how this is set up because it's really short and sweet, right? But I'm checking in. Checking in is like it's so much softer than following up, isn't it? Checking in. I'm checking in like I promised I would. I told her I would follow up, and I am. I just put a deposit in her trust account by following through on my word. And I'm letting her know that. I'm doing what I promised. Also, what questions do you have for me? It's all about you, Jane. It's not about me or my $20 commission. It's about you, helping you. Make sense? So I'm going to send this message to her. She's going to see it. She's going to go, oh, that's cool. That's great. I love Eric. He's great. That was a great presentation last night. I need to connect. I need to follow up with him. I need to answer and do that. But oh my God, is that the dog vomiting on my baby right now? Guys, the subconscious mind takes over and finds an excuse, a great, legitimate excuse. It takes over and it gives them a reason why they're not going to respond right now. We're in the middle of dinner. Can't do it. I can't do it right now because whatever. Right? You guys do the same thing. The subconscious mind runs the show. And when they're talking to you about the business opportunity, they're excited. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so fun. I love this concept. This is going to be great. You know, and Lindsay's so successful. She's going to teach me. I'm going to be successful. And then what happens? The subconscious mind says, I don't know, that looks really risky. That looks really like a lot like change. And we don't like change. Change means, you know, change is not safe. And your subconscious mind will shut it down. Why do you think 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up? Because follow-ups done right help your subconscious, no pun intended, get their head around the concept of what you're presenting to them. They're excited when they talk to you about that business opportunity. What you need to do in your follow-ups is reconnect them to that excitement for a split second. And so every time you follow up and they get that little message from you, they're reconnecting. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And after you've done it a few times, their subconscious mind, it just kind of relents and says, well, you've programmed me now that this is a positive emotion associated with this thing, and now I'm open to it more. And typically, the first response will come between the 5th and the 6th follow-up. How many of you guys have gotten one of those out of the blue after about 5? And what usually happens is they say, oh my gosh, you're so awesome. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for staying in touch with me. And you're like, really? I was worried I was getting annoying. No. My life has been nuts. And then they give you the 5 excuses they had told themselves over the past 2 weeks, all at once. First, the dog vomited on the baby. And then, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe it. My husband totaled his car. And then, right? And then so-and-so got the flu. And then I had to stay home. We couldn't afford daycare this month because I gave it some, right? It gets nuts. Don't worry about that. Just stay with it. Stay positive. Stay connecting. And so here's how we do it at Teamzy. Every single day, you guys, and I'm just about done and we'll take your questions. Every single day you come in here, you connect with your prospects. You connect with your customers. You connect with your designers. And then you go to your follow-ups list. You go to your follow-ups. Then you just grab the next script. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to do follow-up number 2. I'm going to go all the way down to 10. I'm going to just keep doing it. I'm going to set the next follow-up. When I want to follow up next time, maybe in 2 days, okay? And I'm going to go down the follow-ups list. And every day as I'm making conversations, I'm adding new people to the follow-ups list. I'm inviting them to a new event. I'm inviting them to learn more. And then I'm following up with them. And I just work this list. You guys see how you could do it in an hour? Don't overthink it. Just grab the next follow-up and send it. Just keep connecting with people and having conversations. You guys will have so much fun with this. Now, I just want to give you a stat. I'm just going to throw it out there, okay? We just recently surveyed everyone's dashboards to see the kind of results they're putting up. And we found that people who are actively using Teamzy, doing exactly what I'm showing you guys today, about 20 connects a day plus their follow-ups, they're averaging over 90 days, 21 new customers and 9 new recruits to the team. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid, right? How many of you guys would like to do that every quarter and compound that over 90 days constantly? And that's the thing about this is it's an hour a day, consistent, just consistent, creating conversations. I'm going to give you guys some quick action steps on this and then open for questions. I see the chat's pretty good, but if you have, I'll let you guys just unmute yourselves and ask me questions. It'll probably be more efficient. But let me show you, let me just give you these couple action steps real quick. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. First of all, go get your 30-day free trial. Teamzy.com, get your 30-day free trial. It's free. You don't need a credit card or anything. I told you that. Get the Keep version and go, okay? The second thing I want you to do is choose your 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. Now, if you have a success partner, great. Hey, success partner, we're doing this together. I just signed you up. Let's go. If you don't have a success partner, choose somebody to be your 30-day success partner. This is a great way to try out a success partner before you commit, right? But what I want you to do is not only do it together, but hold each other accountable. Say, look, we're going to do this together, and we are going to squeeze every last ounce out of this free trial. Every day, I want you to complete your goals on your dashboard and take a screenshot and message that to your partner. Now, guys, when I was doing this myself in the very beginning with my partner, my success partner in Beachbody, Sue, who's now works for Teamzy, see how it works. She would send me this thing at like 9 o'clock at night. Now, I go to bed at 9 and get up at 4:30. That's like my life. So I'm in bed getting this message from her, and I'm irritated because I didn't do my Teamzy. So guess what I would do? I would reach over to the nightstand and get the phone, right? Because you know it's never far away. And I would lay in my wife would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, Teamzy, messaging people. And I would send out my 20 messages and then put my phone back down, and I could hear it zzz, 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 as people responded, because a lot of people stay up later than me. But I would just be like, screenshot, send it back to Sue, go to bed. The success partner accountability will help you get so much more out of this. Okay, the last action step is a 5-day challenge. I want you guys, during your free trial, I want you to do a 5-day challenge, because I know you're not going to be super consistent right out of the bat. Not all of you are. For 5 days in a row, I want you to do it. 100 people in 5 days. So an average of 20 a day. It can be any combo of prospects, customers, and designers. I just want you connecting with 20 people a day for 5 straight days in a row. Why? Because it will blow your mind. It will absolutely blow your mind. A, how fun and easy it is, and B, how many conversations you start and how much momentum you create. It will blow your mind. I'm just going to give you guys an example from my own personal experience. When Teamzy was first built, I was still building my own network marketing business. Just to clarify, I'm not anymore, because I helped so many networks that it was easier for me just to say, you don't have to worry, I'm not a builder, right? But I got this first version of Teamzy. I was the only one who had it in the whole world. And I put my Facebook list in, and I sent out 43 connects that first day, 43. And I created that month, I created 26 new customers that month in my business. Okay. I was so busy. It was like people say hair on fire busy, and it was so fun because I had very little momentum going into my business before that. So that's why I want you guys to have a 5-day challenge. I want you to go after it for 5 days, and I want you to experience that. This is like the drug dealer giving the free crack. I want you to experience the excitement you generate around your business. So there's your action steps. You guys got those down? How many are in for the free trial and in for the 5-day challenge? Okay, good. See the hands, accountability. And if you're already using Teamzy, it's okay. Just still get this going with somebody. Okay. One more thing I want to show the leaders of this team really quick, which is really cool, and I don't even know if you know is there. But this is another way that you get people engaged during the free trial period and beyond, is over here on the left is this team report page. This is so cool. Have you seen this yet, guys? This lets you actually connect your downline to here so you can get a report on their activities. So anybody that wants accountability from your leader can send an email to you, and then they can look at a dashboard and see, oh, well, here's how many connects Lindsey did today. And I can look at days, weeks, months, the year. And it's a great tool to do on team calls, because the leader can go, here are the leaders this week. These are the people who are crushing it, and then give them some recognition, right? And maybe encourage the people who aren't doing it. So it's just a little extra thing there. Okay. Okay, guys, what questions do you guys have? I know you're probably already answering each other's questions in the chat, but if you have anything, unmute and go for it.
I have a question really quick.
Yeah.
Is there a way to add more client or customer types? So if I want to use it for multiple businesses,
yeah.
Or do I have to use tags?
You use tags. That's how you do it.
Okay.
You tag them. Now, what's cool, Robin, is you can import a list and add a tag to the whole list. If you wanted to do it in bulk.
Okay.
But the cool thing about tags, so guys, the way tags work is you can add tags to people's records, right? So let's say with Veterans Day coming up tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Let's say I'm going to create a tag called Veteran. So everybody with this tag now is in the veteran group. If I go over to tags on the left and click it, it gives me that list of people. It allows me to work a list of people. Now, I did a whole training on tags. It's in the Teamzy Help Center. I give you like 5 different ways you can use tags. One way you can use it is products that people purchase, tagging them so you know everybody's certain products they're interested in. Another way that I like to use tags, for those of you guys who've gotten to a point in your business where you've got pretty significant social media strategies for your business, tags is a great way to manage those incoming leads. As you're meeting people on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever, tagging them as kind of like a lead that you can try to warm up a little before you let them fall into your full Teamzy relationship list. Because some people will cycle in and out quickly that way, and then some will stick type thing. So there's lots of things you can do with tags. But if you are working in multiple businesses, Robin, here's the thing to remember is you're going to connect with people as people first anyways. So you're going to be connecting with everybody, hey, how are you? How's life? Whatever. And then as you're talking to them, you're going to decide what business solution is the best way to help them. Does that make sense? So it might not be accurate to say this person is this lead, this kind of person, or this kind of person. I mean, they may be both, but I would start with prospects as you're going to figure that out as you go and connect with them. Make sense?
So if I've already imported everybody, because I've been using it for a couple of weeks, can I re-import and just add a tag column in my spreadsheet then to update
You can.
that? Okay. I just want to make sure it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, you can re-import and it won't, when you re-import it ignores people, but it will add the tag. So it won't cause a duplicate. Yeah. Cool. What other questions do you guys have?
I have one. Currently right now, like I have my Teamzy pulled up and I have several designers on my list of designers. But looking at my who's up next right now, it only has 4. Is it like, because I've seen like the prospects, there's usually 5 at a time. So is there a reason why there would maybe never be an entire 5 to connect with? I don't.
Yes. It's because you already connected with a lot of them.
Okay.
Probably, and they're not going to come back for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, depending on their rank.
Okay. So but I can create a tag like as a designer and then kind of go to that tag list and follow up with them that way.
Well, you've already got that. So you still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
On the team page, which is where we're on right now, on the left, see where it says team members? One of them is designers. If you click that, it gives you your full list.
Okay, so I don't have to make a tag as designers. They're already
in their own group because you've got prospects, customers, and designers. Now, if I went to the dashboard and if I was connecting with all these guys, like you saw, I think on my list I had like 10, right? So let's say I was just connecting with people. We're going to pretend. So that person I just connected with is now off the dashboard, and he was ranked a 3, so he won't come back on my dashboard for 90 days.
Okay.
So if I connected with all 10 of these people, they're all 3s, my list would be empty for 90 days. So I have a couple of options. One, I can rank them higher, make them 5 stars so they show up every month. Or whenever I want to connect with my team, I can go over here to the designers page list and just connect with them for a particular reason. So I always tell people, they go, well, maybe I want to talk to them more often. That's great. You can come here to do it. The dashboard is to keep them in front of you so you can keep the relationship going, right?
Right.
If you have 10 or 12 or 15 designers, it's not going to be hard for you to stay in touch with them. But my goal is for it to be hard for you really quick because we build that team up. Does that make sense?
So I want to see a lot. I mean, not that it's bad that I have limited on that who's up next list, but eventually it would be nice to have an ongoing who's up next list there. It's a good thing.
You'll have an ongoing ups next list when you have more designers on your team.
Right. Okay.
And here's the thing. We also talked in the beginning. I wanted a system that would tell me who to connect with and who not to. And it actually keeps us from overdoing it because it keeps us from just going through the same list constantly, right? And being annoying. We don't want to be that, but we want to stay in touch. And you'll be amazed how quick every 30 days comes up when you're connecting with people. Obviously, if you have somebody you're working with, you're going to be connecting with them more. Like you bring somebody new on, you probably plan to connect with them every couple of days, right? You're putting them through training and you're sending them information. That's different. than just keeping the relationship going. Make sense? Okay.
I have a question for you. How do you track which follow-up messages or reach out messages that you've already sent to one person so that you're not sending them the same one?
What I would do is just when you're on the follow-up, you come over here to activity and it shows you the record of everything you've sent.
Awesome.
So I would look at this and go, okay, the last one I sent was, I didn't actually log it, but I might see and hear the follow-ups and go, okay, I know which follow-up that is, and grab the next one.
Perfect. Thank you.
Now, another thing you can do is you could leave a note, if you want, follow-up 3 or whatever on notes so that when you come in here, you know what the last one you did. That's another thing you could do.
Okay. And what's in details?
Details is their contact record. So, any information that you have about them, tags. Also, you can change here. You can add tags here too. You can also change their customer level and things like that. Oh, that's what I forgot to show you guys. What happens when Jay signs up for the team? Let me do it really quick. It'll only take me a second. So you look her up. So I followed up with her, and she signed up, right? So now I'm going to log the sale, click on that, and starter kit. That's really the only one I care about. You can log other, she become a customer. If she just bought something, we can do other and make her a customer. But let's say she bought a starter kit. I'm going to save that, and now I'm going to move her to designer, personally sponsored. So now I've taken Jay all the way from prospect to designer, and now she's moved from one list to the other. So she'll come up on my designer list now. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Sorry, I forgot that part. I got excited about all the other stuff. Okay, what other questions, guys? Do you have any more?
If nobody else does, I'll ask one more question of you. Once the 30-day free trial is over,
Yes.
then you said you don't have to enter any credit card information or anything to do the 30-day free trial, but what is the cost to continue with the service after that?
Great. So afterwards, after the 30-day free trial, it's $29.99 a month US. I know you're in Canada. For your subscription. And if you really love it and want to go a year at a time, you can get a little bit of a savings by going a year up front.
Okay, so we can't go month to month until the dollar improves.
You can go month to month till the dollar improves. Absolutely. Because it will, it'll flip back. Always does.
Yep.
But yeah, it's $29.99 a month, which if you're using this, it's a no-brainer. You're going to generate plenty of sales to overcome that. And that is why, honestly, guys, I truly believe if you use your 30-day free trial, you don't need to worry about that. But that is the monthly, and it is all US. So I don't know if there's anyone else here from other countries. Are you guys just Canada and US so far? Okay. So we've got now, we're in like 18 countries now, which is crazy, but everything's still US. We haven't quite figured out how to do all the currency stuff yet. We're just figuring it out as we go. But so that'll automatically convert for you, Aaron. Your credit card will automatically convert it each month, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do. It makes sense. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? A couple things that come up a lot. Oh, let me just show you this. So when you come in here, if you have basic questions, there's 2 things you can do. One, over here on the top right, you click on this community to join our Facebook community, which is great. And I'm in there all the time too. So you might even get me personally answering one of your questions, depending on what I'm doing that day, or my team, or just other Teamzy users. But also over here on the left, you've got this help center, which is super cool. And the help center has videos on just about how to do everything that you're going to come up with. It's got trainings that I've done on different things, some deeper trainings. And these are the Pro Series trainings that I do every month. I do a deeper training on something each month. I'm going to actually do one. I'm writing the content right now for the next one, which I have to put the date up, but it's going to be how to actually transition your conversation to an invite. Because I didn't think that was something I needed to teach on, but it's coming up a lot in the community. I think people don't understand how to stop having just a chit chat and start getting into the business. So I'm going to actually teach on just stuff that I would do to transition that. But then you've got all these FAQs, which is great, right? So things like, is there an app for my mobile phone? And it just opens them up for you. It's really cool to show you how to do stuff. So this is all here to help you. Now, if you guys don't want to do this and just want help, you just click on this little help button on the bottom and you send a message. My team will be all over you to help you with it. Okay? Cool. Was this helpful?
This was so helpful. So I just wanted to let you all know that the price that you pay for Teamzy per month, it doesn't just include this amazing software platform, but it includes, all these trainings, and Eric is always working to improve the user interface, and the whole team is behind us for anything that we need. But in addition to that, everyone is helpful on the Facebook group, and then Eric asks questions in the group, like what types of trainings we'd be interested in. So it's so much more than just this little interface that we're using. And there's nothing for you to download either. It's just on the web.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question, Lindsey?
Yeah.
Eric mentioned at the beginning and showed us during his presentation that there is, when you download it, you sign up for it, you can click on Keep Collective. And that version of it is obviously optimized for us with the scripts and whatnot. But because he has taken that step, are we to understand that maybe Keep might be looking at implementing this for the entire company at some point?
I haven't heard anything about that. And the only thing I've heard is that our Mimi personal assistant may someday have some of these features. But the way I look at it is, that's sometime in the future, and I need this now. So that's why I have decided to go with Teamzy. And I think even if our Mimi app does have some of this later down the road, I'm probably still going to stick with Teamzy, because everything that I'm going to be using is already going to be in there. So I don't know what Keep Collective Home Office is deciding to do, but it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I know that sounds terrible, but this is just something that I've decided that I love and that I'm using myself. And so I wanted the team, our team, to learn about it.
And we're open if Keep Collective wants to set up a contract with us, we would do it. What we have found though is that most of the big companies, they don't really have a strong understanding of how to make individual reps more productive. Their focus is usually on recruiting, because they're looking at it from 50,000 feet, and growing the business, which is fine. We have the same thing in the real estate industry. The real estate companies were interested in recruiting realtors. We were the ones helping individual realtors be more successful. So, we'll be continually innovating for you guys. But like I said, we'd be happy to connect with the mothership if that's what they wanted to do. We have a few new network marketing companies that are looking at building Teamzy into their back office before they even launch, which is sometimes easier to do at the beginning. But like Lindsey said, we're here to support you guys in any way we can as we go. And we also, because we're small, we can be responsive, we can pivot, we can create stuff the day you ask for it in some cases, which is pretty cool. So
Eric, before we end here, I got to give you some kudos, because I know that you were not reading the comments as you were going because you had so much to cover. So I got to give you some buzzwords just from the comments that I compiled just to make you feel good. Holy moly, game changer, amazing, tax write-off, holy efficiency, flipping out, and blown away.
I love it. I love it, you guys. Well, it's been a pleasure for me to share it with you guys. I'm excited for you because, like I said, you're my first team with Keep. I know what has happened in other networks where this has taken off, and I've seen teams really leverage it. So I'm excited for you guys. You guys are at the ground floor for this. And it seems like you guys have such a great community. I'm excited to get to know you guys better and hopefully really help your network grow and do it the right way, right? From a place of giving and of love. So thank you guys so much for having me tonight. And for those of you guys who are on this call and you want to schedule a team call for your teams, just send a ticket through the help button, or you can email it directly to support@teamzy.com and we'll set up a team call for your teams too, which is pretty cool. We try to get 25 people on the call for a team call. So if you've got that, or if you want to combine with some sideline sisters or whatever, we'd be happy to do specific ones for you guys too. Make you the hero for your team.
We call each other Slay Sisters around here.
Slay Sisters. I love it. Oh, it's not here. My wife bought me this book. It's a journal and it says Eat, Slay, Love. Yeah. My favorite. Those are the three things I want to do all the time, right? All right,
Thank you so much for your time, Eric. And just so all of you know, I'm going to get the recording from Eric so we can share on the various team pages for anyone who may have missed this call tonight.
Awesome, guys. God bless. Have a great night.
Thank you.